vicinity of Ashenko Square, there is a small park that is seldom crowded. Here and there, a pair of young lovers strolling. A mother teaching her young child to take its first brave steps. The inevitable failures pushing on the soft green grass. A dog owner throwing a stick for his faithful friend to fetch, which he does faithfully and interminably. A young girl calling out, "Fresh flowers for sale," which is only partly true. They're for sale, but they're not terribly fresh. But still, it's a rather lovely and peaceful setting. Certainly, one would never suspect that this lovely scene here would soon turn into a battlefield, which it did with marked regularity each Tuesday afternoon at 3. It was a quiet war. No guns, no cannons, no marching feet, but nonetheless a war. The adversaries were two aged and retired officers, one military, the other naval. They had served their country long and with distinction, and now in the twilight of their lives, they still had sparks igniting their passions, if alas, no fire was ever started. They debated on every subject under the sun: wars, literature, women, politics, and they never seemed to run out of subjects to disagree on. And they never did seem to agree on anything, except to meet again the following Tuesday with the purpose of continuing their disagreements. We are fortunate. Today is Tuesday, and the time you've just heard. I best be moving on because this bench here is a field of battle, and I have no wish to get caught in the crossfire. Over here, approaching from the east, comes the army. From the west, the navy. If I had a drum, I would roll it. Cool weather we have today.
Warmer than yesterday.
They say they do.
The sun's coming. Here it comes.
So, it's your turn to pick the subject.
I've got one. A good one, in my opinion.
All right, what's the subject?
Lunch.
Lunch? Your subject is lunch?
It's my turn to pick a subject, isn't it?
Not
I
much-
pick lunch.
Not much of a subject, in my opinion.
Does that mean you concede?
I didn't say nothing. I merely stated it's a poor subject. But I accept the challenge. If it's lunch, it's lunch. Start.
Are you ready?
Would I say start if I weren't ready? Start means I'm ready. Go ahead. Start.
Very well then. Appetizers.
Appetizers, right.
To start off the perfect lunch, the best appetizer is herring.
Wrong.
Wrong? Herring is not the best appetizer?
It's good. I'm not saying it's not good, but not as good as caviar.
You're wrong. Caviar is far too rich. It must be reserved for special occasions with champagne. A snack, yes. An appetizer, never.
Are you telling me that fresh caviar with lemon juice, finely diced eggs, raw onions, and garnished with parsley, and served in a lightly salted wafer thin biscuit is not a good appetizer?
Do you want to compare with herring and white cream sauce with 2 large black olives at either end of the plate, sprinkled with dill, and an piece of fresh baked brown bread to suck up the dill, the onion, and the herring into one final succulent mouthful?
You argue well. I can see the appetizers.
Thank you. Let's move on. Next course is soup.
I don't think we're having an argument there. Borscht.
Borscht? Of all the soups in God's creation, you pick an ordinary dish of borscht?
Not in a dish. In a bowl, and there's nothing ordinary about piping hot borscht prepared with sugar beets. Ukrainian style with ham and country sausages. And on the top, a thick white sour cream. Are you prepared to turn on a soup like that?
I would sooner have a cabbage soup steaming from the pot with thick chunks of potatoes and tender globs of meat still hanging from the bone. And sooner than that, I'd take a full-bodied vegetable soup with cauliflower and asparagus and tomatoes and ripe carrots. And sooner than that, I would take a young fish soup with piping giblets and kidneys so you think you have to push your way to get into this soup.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not talking about your everyday ordinary served in a restaurant borscht. I'm talking about peasant borscht. What kind of borscht you have to eat? Borscht.
What kind of borscht? How would you eat this borscht?
With a pound of hot cornbread in your left hand, and in your right hand, a thick, heavy wooden spoon.
A wooden spoon? You never mentioned a wooden spoon before. What kind of wooden spoon?
A thick, heavy wooden spoon.
You argue well. I can see it.
Accepted.
Next course.
Of course, it's fish.
Fish? Well, we don't have much there. There's not many types of fish that I like.
You don't like fish?
I'm not dead set against it, but to me it's not substantial enough. The important part of the meal is the roast. So pick a fish and let's move on to the roast.
So you can see the fish?
Mention a fish.
Pike. A nice piece of pike.
Carp is better.
You just conceded the fish!
I didn't know you were going to say pike. I don't find pike a tasty fish at all.
Are you telling me that pike with stewed tomatoes is not a tasty fish?
It is if you smother the carp in lemon juice.
You just conceded the fish!
You said carp. I don't like carp. I don't find it a tasty fish.
Are you telling me that pike... You make me so mad. You can see the pike. You can see the fish if I drop pike and pick another.
That's fair enough. What do you want to change it to?
Brook trout, broiled, sliced almonds.
Poached salmon hollandaise sauce.
You didn't like fish!
Don't get so excited with yourself. We've still a roast to get through.
I don't see why this is a stalemate with pike is such a tasty dish. Especially after we just had borscht.
What's past is past. The table's been cleared. Now let's move on to the roast. Your turn.
I passed.
You passing the roast?
I passed my turn. I want you to go first. I don't trust you anymore.
It makes no difference to me. For the roast, I contend there's nothing better than boiled beef with white hot horseradish sauce, with pearl onions and peas and cold spring wine. I can smell it now. I can barely contain the saliva from dripping from my mouth. It is, I believe, your turn. Unless you concede boiled beef.
I do not concede to boiled beef.
Then name if you can a better roast.
Pike. A nice piece of pike.
Pike is a fish! We're through with the fish course already.
It's a stalemate. In a stalemate, you can always go back and try again.
When was this decided?
Just now.
Fine, if you say pike again, I say brook trout again. All right, double stalemate. Boiled beef, your turn.
Boiled beef? There ain't borscht with boiled beef. It's a meal fit for a cold, hungry foot soldier, not a commanding officer and a gentleman.
Am I being challenged or not?
I can challenge you with boiled beef with a small partridge. I can challenge you with a brace of quail. I can challenge you with a firm young roast turkey.
Roast turkey. That would be nice.
I can challenge you with boiled beef with that hen. A white meat thick bread.
Certainly, a hen is always nice.
But I don't. I challenge you with boiled beef with a duck.
Duck. How did I overlook duck? What kind of duck?
A duckling. One that's had the taste of ice during the first frost. And then it's roasted. Pan roasted pretty crisp, golden brown. The skin so crisp that it crackles in your mouth.
I can see the duck.
The young potatoes are cut into a dripping pan.
I can see it, I
The
said.
potatoes are turned soaked in the duck fat. One of the pan, young onions are sizzling and frying. While the aroma gently wafts to your nostrils, turning your taste buds into a stage of
Are you deaf? You're purposely doing this to get back at me for not liking the pike. I can see it, I said, all right?
And the duck is fast and juicy.
Enough already! You're acting like a silly child over a piece of fish.
Try it sometime with butter and oil. You won't think it's so silly.
Do you want to continue or not?
Go ahead. I'm still saving my duck.
For dessert, I choose...
Yes.
I choose... For dessert...
Well, how with it? If you can't think of what I'll choose.
I want to end the perfect meal perfectly. For dessert... I choose...
Cold peaches, sweet cream, and a brandy.
That's mine! Cold peaches, sweet cream, and a brandy. You can't take my dessert!
I can if it takes you an hour to think of it. What made you perfect only what is served? It's when it's served. I'd wait for you again. I'd be hungry.
I refuse to argue with you anymore.
Then you can see the lunch.
Are you through choosing?
Certainly I'm through choosing. We've gone through all the courses, haven't we? I want to declare victory. Can see the fact when you go home.
But you are definitely through choosing.
Of course I'm through choosing. What in God's name to call cold peaches, sweet cream, or brandy?
A cigar. A big black Panatella cigar. Followed by a 2-hour nap.
How could I forget a cigar in the dinner?
And I'm not even done yet. A white tangy peppermint kills the entire sour taste of the mouth.
All right already. You've won. You don't have to rub my nose in it.
You know what kind of nap you have after a cigar? Delicious. A light, delicate nap. Not a hard-working, tiresome sleep at night. But warm now, with soft, sweet dreams of times when you were 30.
How could I forget a cigar and a nap?
And I'm not even done yet. With that, the afternoon newspaper, a cozy fire, a blanket in your lap, and a dog to rub your toes on. And as you sit there with your body warm to the perfect temperature, you read only good news in the paper. They're starving in Ireland. England is having a financial crisis. France is in political trouble. But over here, everything is good. And just as you're about to drop off, you receive a letter in the mail from the Tsar. He has awarded you another medal. And then you drop off with a smile on your face. And you've got nothing to do until the perfect dinner is served that evening. You want to challenge me on that? I'll let you go first, hors d'oeuvres.
It's my turn to pick a subject, not yours.
I don't want to argue anymore. Chilly.
You don't look good. A little pale. We should see a doctor.
Perhaps you're right. I think I'll see Dr. Wyszynski.
Bashinsky, that butcher. He knows as much about doctoring as my 3-year-old granddaughter.
Are you telling me you know a better doctor today in Russia than Wyszynski?
Do you challenge me?
Yes. But not next week.
Next week it is. You're right. It is getting chilly. It's warming up. No rain.